Yali Madad to everyone. Thank you for joining us. Such a beautiful day, inshallah. We will start and continue our journey on the understanding of ilm wa amal, the knowledge and the practice. Inshallah, with your prayers, with Imam's mercy, we will be able to understand more on this line, on this course, on this series of lectures. When we say amal, action or the practice, and when Imam is expecting the amal, the action and the practices, are they aligned? Are our actions aligned by Imam's farman? Inshallah. Let's start with Imam's blessed name. Nur Maulana Shah Karim Al Seni Hazir Imam. Hazir Imam. या मौलाए मेहरबान या मौलाए मेहरबान या मौलाए मेहरबान या मौलाए मेहरबान मदद फरमा या मौलाए मेहरबान मदद फरमा या मौलाए मेहरबान मदद फरमा मदद फरमा या रहमान या रहीम या रहमान या रहीम या शाह अकरम या शाह अकरम या शाह अकरम मदद फरमा मदद फरमा अलयुल कय्यूम अली अल्लाह मदद फरमा नूर मौलाना शाह करीम अल सनी हाजिर इमाम तौफीक ताहीद हिम्मत व यारी मौला तौफीक ताहीद हिम्मत व यारी मौला या मौलाए मेहरबान मदद फरमा मदद फरमा या मौला हमारे करीब आजा मौला अपना दस्त मुबारक हम गरीबों के कंधों पर रख मौला ताकि तेरे नूर की रोशनी में मौला हम कोई काम कर सके मौला या मौलाए मेहरबान मदद फरमा मदद फरमा तमाम साथियों को एक बार फिर या अली मदद and once again thank you for joining us part 4 ilm wa amal knowledge and practice understanding the practices the amal the deeds sometime we may think of a deed to us it may be a very good deed, but it may not be a good deed in the eye of the Imam. There is a reason that in Ismaili Tariqa, in our Tariqa, we always look to the Imam of the time to guide us according to the time and the place. Meaning, our good deeds, our action, our practices must align with the Faramin of the Imam of the time. Let's take example so you would understand how can a good deed may not even count as a good deed. For example, we are at the level of hakikat where our practices and our shariat has changed according to the faramin, the guidance of the Imam. But today, someone can say, what is wrong with me offering a namaz? I mean, offering a namaz, how can it be anything other than a bad deed? Correct? You are absolutely correct. But the question is, are you offering a namaz because you wanted to follow the Shariat-e-Nabawi? Or do you feel that you are at the level of Shariat? Or if you feel that that is what it was right at one time, then we should. What would be the reason for that? What is the logic behind that? Look at the subject on top of your screen. What is the subject? Ilm wa amal. Ilm wa amal. Because without the ilm, without the understanding of the practice of the amal, that is not a right thing to do. Meaning, understand first and then practice. Understand first, then practice. In our tariqah, if offering a namaz was required as per Shariat, then Imam would have said so. Just like all of the other physical and Shariati practices were good practices, must be done, absolutely necessary at the time of Shariat. But at the level of Hakikat, and if you do not feel that you are at the level of Hakikat, then maybe the Shariat is the right way to go. Maybe Shariat is the right way to go. But if you believe in Imam's Farman, when Imam said we are at the level of Hakikat, then we are at the level of Hakikat and we should follow the rites and rituals of the Hakikat, not the Shariat. Because in Hakikat, we do have our own, underlined word, essence of the Shariat. At the level of Hakikat, we have our own level of, underlined, essence of the Shariat. यहां पर कुछ उर्दू के अंदर समझाने की जरूरत है. जब हम कहते हैं इल्म और अमल, तो जरूरी है कि अमल इल्म और इल्म की समझ के साथ किया जाए. क्योंकि कभी कभार हमारे आमाल जो हमको ऐसा लगता है कि वो अच्छे आमाल है, जबकि हमारे आमाल जमाने के इमाम के फरामीन के तहत होने चाहिए. वरना जमाने का इमाम का क्या काम है? क्योंकि शरीयत हमको 1400 साल कबल दे दी गई थी. इमाम का होना ही हमारे तरीके में इस बात की शहादत देता है, गवाही देता है کہ امام ہمیشہ زمانے کے حساب سے جماعت کو گائیڈنس دیتا ہے، دوروری دیتا ہے، ہدایت کرتا ہے۔ جب ہم حقیقی زمانے میں آ گئے اور ہمارا طریقہ شریعت سے نکل کر طریقت سے آگے بڑھ کر حقیقت تک پہنچا، تو امام زمان نے ہمیں حقیقت کے زمانے کے مطابق شریعت کا جو ایسنس تھا، شریعت کے اندر جو مقصد تھا، شریعت کا جو مقصد تھا، وہ ہمیں عنایت فرمایا۔ پھر اگر آج کوئی کہتا ہے کہ نہیں میں تو شریعت کی نماز پڑھوں گا، یہ صرف مثال ہے، تو پھر اس میں کیا خرابی ہو سکتی ہے بھائی؟ کیونکہ نماز پڑھنے میں کوئی خرابی نہیں ہو سکتی ہے، لیکن نماز پڑھنے کا مقصد کیا ہے بھائی؟ یہ پوچھنا ہے ہمیں، یہ سوچنا ہے ہمیں۔ اگر آپ کہتے ہیں کہ میں شریعت کے اندر ہوں، ابھی تک میں طریقت کے اندر نہیں پہنچا ہوں، تو پھر آپ بالکل صحیح ہے، کیونکہ دعا جو ہے وہ نماز کا ایسنس تھا، اس کا جوہر تھا، اس کا فائنل لیول تھا۔ تو جب ہم نے اس کے جوہر کو، اس کے ایسنس کو، اس کے اصل کو حقیقت کے اندر نہیں سمجھا، اور ہم نے کہا نہیں میں تو شریعت کو فالو کروں گا، اور اگر آپ اپنے آپ کو شریعت میں پاتے ہیں تو بالکل ٹھیک ہے، کوئی مسئلہ نہیں ہے۔ لیکن آپ کہتے ہیں کہ نہیں میں اسماعیلی ہوں اور میں دور حقیقت کے اندر، حقیقی طریقے کے اندر، زمانے کے امام کے فرمان کے اندر ہوں، تو پھر امام نے ہمیں شریعت کا اصل نکال کر دے دیا ہے دعا کی صورت میں۔ اور اسی طرح سے شریعت کی جتنی اور رسومات تھی جو شریعت کے زمانے میں تو درست تھی، لیکن حقیقت کے اندر اس کا جو ایسنس تھا، اس کی جو شکل تھی، اس کا جو فارمیشن تھا، اس کا جو عمل کرنے کا طریقہ تھا، اس کے پیچھے جو علم اور حکمت تھی، وہ بدل گئی ہے۔ یہ تو ایسا ہوا کہ کوئی ڈاکٹر کی ڈگری کر لے اور کہے کہ مجھے ABCD سیکھنا ہے، اور میں وہی کروں گا جو میں نرسنگ پروگرام میں نہیں، نرسری پروگرام میں کرتا تھا۔ جو میں نے نرسنگ پروگرام میں سیکھا ہے وہ نہیں، جو میں نرسری میں کرتا تھا وہ میں کروں گا۔ میں ABCD سیکھوں گا، بولوں گا۔ میرے کو جب کوئی بولے گا کہ کیٹ لکھ، تو میں بولوں گا CAT۔ کوئی آپ کا مذاق اڑائے گا کہ نہیں اڑائے گا؟ The example of that would be like a child who learn ABC, and then when time comes he is able to make words out of it. But someone who have PhD degree and is asked, could you write cat? And he says CAT. I want to spell out cat as I did when I was in nursery, not in nursing program. What would you do? You will laugh at them. What was correct in nursery is not correct at nursing program. ABCD was a requirement. Shariat was a requirement. Namaz was a requirement at the time of Shariat. One time, at the time of a Eid, and I wanted to give this example so you can see how strict our Imams were regarding the namaz at the time of Shariat. When the elders came to the Imam and said, Ya Mullah, there is a rain, there is a kitcher, mud. Can we cancel or recite the namaz indoor? Mullah says, just because my clothes will get dirty, because it's not convenient for me, should I let the Shariat and Nabawi go? No, we will offer the namaz. Just like that, in today's time, what is Imam have said? Do not follow your tariqah because it's convenience. Follow the tariqah with conviction. If you feel that you are not at the level of hakikat, then that's a different story. Then we are not talking about you. But at the level of hakikat, when you are at the level of PhD, you cannot and we cannot act like a child in nursery. We are going through nursing program. We are at the level of hakikat, where the core, the essence of the Shariat is given to us. We are taught at the higher level. So our practices must match the level that we are at. And how do we do that? Understand the practices first through using the Hakiki ilm. Another example before we move forward. In the dua book, the very first page where the Imam-e-Zaman's Farman is written, what does Imam says? Understand the meaning, the essence, the batin of the dua before you recite the dua. That is exactly the farman which we are following in these courses. Learn the batin of the things, of the rites and ritual, of the dua, of our tariqah, the hakikat, recognition of the imam, understanding the farman. Then when we practice, our practices will be understood correctly and followed correctly. First example, our first reference from the Farman. Understand how intellect and faith come together in our tradition. The intellect is there better to understand our faith. आप अक्ल को इस्तेमाल करें. अक्ल इसलिए दी गई है कि हम अपने तरीके को समझ सके, अपने मजहब को समझ सके. अक्ल इसलिए नहीं दी गई है कि हम पैसे कमाए, बच्चे पैदा करें और मर जाए. हाँ, वहां पर भी अक्ल इस्तेमाल करनी है, लेकिन अक्ल को मजहब के अंदर हमारी रूह के लिए इस्तेमाल करना सीखें. हम दुनिया के लिए तो अक्ल यूज करते हैं, लेकिन जब मजहब की बात आती है तो हम भूल जाते हैं. हम कहते हैं बोरे मने सेर्वो. बोरा का मतलब इनिसेंट होता है, बेवकूफ नहीं होता है. बोरे मने से वो, अक्ल से, बेवकूफी से नहीं। इसका मतलब ये नहीं होता है कि आप अपनी इंटेलेक्ट को इस्तेमाल ना करो। लुक एट द फरमान, क्या फरमाया मौला ने कि हमारे मजहब में अक्ल का एक बहुत बड़ा हिस्सा है, ताकि हम अपने मजहब को अक्ल के जरिए से समझ सके। हाउ डू वी डेवलप दिस इंटेलेक्ट? इल्म एंड फरमान। एंड फरमान इज वेरी क्लियर, understand the meaning of your dua before you recite your dua. Understand your tariqah. Use your intellect. Those are the faramin. It may not be convenient, but that is a farman. Follow your tariqah with conviction. Ilm cannot be given or should not be taken unless it falls under the Farman of the Imam. That is the important part. One cannot teach and one should not learn if it does not fall under the Farman of the Imam. Because Imam is the one who guides on the path of our tariqah. Let's go to our subject. A child learns to pray by listening and watching his parents. He mimics them and respect and repeat after them. Eventually, one can grow up to be totally mechanical about it without any understanding of it. What am I trying to say? We were children one time. We did everything our parents told us to do. We mimicked whatever they did without any understanding. We never asked question. Mom, dad, or to our teachers, to our Mukhi Kamriya Sahibs, to our Tariqa board, why do we do what we do? We never asked the question. Matter of fact, we never understood. Why dua? Why not namaz? Why beach? Why not roza? Ask yourself honestly. Do we understand? Why do we understand our tariqa? Are we still acting like a children? We are just doing what our parents told us to do, and we never ask any question. Question is not sake of the argument. Question for the sake of learning. Question not because we are Beiman. Question because we wanted to improve our Iman. Question is not because we doubt something. Question is there to form our beliefs. Question is not there because we are stupid. Question is there because we are intellectual. Because intellectuals are the one who have questions, who would ask questions, who would have queries, who wonder. They are the one who are able to process. Because of that, they would have questions. You see, question is not because we are Beiman. Question is there because we wanted to improve and form and increase and better our Iman. because that is the farman of the Imam, that you understand, that you learn the meaning of the dua. If you don't ask what is the meaning of the dua, how would you learn? If you don't understand why do we do things that we do in Jamaat Khana, Niyaz, Chanta, Dua Karani, Majalis, Chandrat, Beach, 3 time Dua, Ibadat, Tasbiyat, Giriyawzari, Ginan, Mankabat. If we don't ask, how will we learn? Are we a children? We're going to just mimic? We are not monkeys. We are intellectual human beings. On top of that, we are the follower of the Imam Zaman. My brother and sister, look at how lucky we are to have a living present Imam who wants to take us to the next level. Next level. He does not want us to be like children. He wants us to grow up now. Generally, that has been the practice of some older folks, thought the younger generation is very inquisitive as they are intellectually inspired through higher standard of secular education. That is the difference in today's time and the previous generations. Not just one generation, generations. Because we did not have the formal way of teaching, nor there were resources available. Look at today. Where are you today? Are you in Australia? Are you in Pakistan? Are you in Middle East? Are you in London? Are you in Canada? Are you in USA? Are you in Bangladesh? Are you in Africa? Ilm is coming to your home today because this is a time where ilm is available to whomever seek. Just for seeking, ilm is coming into your home. Because you wished, Imam is providing the ilm to you. Because you said, I wanted to learn, Imam says, here you go. Because we are much more, inshallah, more curious generation than ever before. We are more learned generation than ever before. Our mind and our intellect is at the different level than ever before. Due to the science and technology, of course, also because we are at the time of the hakikat and time where the ilm of the deen and dunya both are at its best, at the best level. Pir Nasir Khusro says in one of his books, Wajh Deen, at the time of Qiyamah, there will be no drought of the spiritual or physical knowledge. क्या फरमाया कि इस दौर के अंदर ना तो दीनी और ना ही दुनियावी इल्म की कोई कैद होगी, कोई भुगतान नहीं होगा इल्म का। इल्म दरिया की तरह बह जाएगा, जिसको चाहे वो पानी पी ले। Whomever wish, they will be able to take the ilm. Whoever wish. The last part, they want to know the meaning and the logic of everything they do. And we should do the same thing. We should learn and ask, Not because you are Beiman. You ask because you wanted to increase your Iman. Why do we do this? Why do we do this? How do I learn this? How do I understand this? What is the meaning of the dua? What is the meaning of niyaz? What is the meaning of chanta? And whatever. Why do we do what we do? And question can be whatever you like to be. Every mind has a different way of thinking. Let's look at this Farman Mubarak. Imam Zaman says, man's intellect has a fundamental role to play in the proper, underline word, proper and comprehension of the faith, not half-hearted. We just don't do things because our parents did it. We do it because we understand it properly and we understand it fully. Man's intellect has a fundamental role to play in the proper and full comprehension of the faith, in the proper and full comprehension of how the faith and society at any given time intertwine. Karachi Farman, 1989. You see, inquisitive mind will ask question. Previous Imam, 48th Imam in previous Jama, ilm wali रूह दर्जा ब दर्जा ऊपर जाती है. The soul with the ilm will rise step by step. The next line of that Farman. Others will say, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just sitting here. What does this two line of Farman tells you? If you have the ilm hakiki, ilm of our tariqah, understanding of our tariqah, there is no way that your soul will not rise. There is no way you will not feel happy and on some level of darja. If you are not feeling anything, if you are feeling I'm not going anywhere, then you are telling yourself that I don't have a ilm to even understand my tariqah. How can I understand where I am today? I'm not going anywhere. I'm sitting right here. It is the ilm and the soul with the ilm and the understanding of our tariqah will rise step by step. Ilm, learn. That is the farman of the Imam. What can we do to be the one with the ilm and then amal? Ilm and then amal? Let us ask ourselves that question. Today's session is about asking question. Let's ask ourselves that question. What can I do to learn? Where do I get this ilm? What do I need to do to be aligned my practices according to the Imam's Farman? What can I do? Let's see what Mullah says about that. This is what Mullah says about that. I said to my spiritual children today, particularly the younger generation, then Imam repeats 11 times, learn, 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 learn. 11 times. Because today, more than ever before, lifelong learning. This is about you now. Because you are no longer children, right? Because today, more than ever before, lifetime, lifelong learning is what you need to accompany you as you move through your life. ये हमारे लिए है, बड़ी जनरेशन के लिए, जो अभी स्कूल नहीं पढ़ते हैं, जो बच्चे नहीं हैं। पूरी जिंदगी सीखना है, पूरी जिंदगी इल्म को हासिल करना है, पूरी जिंदगी एजुकेशन लेनी है। दुनिया की एजुकेशन की बात नहीं हो रही है यहाँ पर। अपने मजहब को समझना है, अपने तरीके को समझना है, अपनी रूह को समझना है, अपने इमाम की शनाख्त करनी है, अपने नूर की पहचान करनी है, अपने इसमें आजम को समझना है। दैट इज द लाइफ लॉन्ग लर्निंग। आपको देखना है कि क्या मैं जो कर रहा हूं उसको मैं समझ रहा हूं। Imam says, knowledge, competence are the key issue for the future of the Jamaat around the world, not just in North America, wherever it is in the, rather it is in the Western Europe. Knowledge is the basis of the social progress, and it is known today as the knowledge society. Are we part of that knowledge society? Are we part of that learned generation? Are we part of that intellectual Jamaat? That is the question we need to ask. Are we part of the knowledge society? That is the way society is defined today. And that's how you will be defined. That's how our Jamaat will be defined. That is how our tariqah will be defined. That's how people will look at the Imam and his murid. Are we the part of the intellectual knowledge society, or are we other than that? That's how we will be defined. So I say to my Jamaat, listen to this, work hard, study hard, work together. Remember, we are all together. We are learning together. And seek competence. And I give you the best blessing for success. Imam's prayers are with us. Khanavadan, Khanavadan, Khanavadan. This is Karachi, December 19, 2017. We will end with this prayer. Oh my Lord, increase me in the knowledge. हम इसके साथ खत्म करेंगे इस दुआ के साथ कि या मौला मुझको इल्म, मेरे इल्म में इजाफा इनायत कर. And this is the question. What should we learn first? Should we start with the most obvious and daily visited place, Jamaat Khana? Those are just the question. What do we learn first? Let me stop here. Let's open the floor for discussion, because today's whole entire purpose is to see what would you like to do. It's not what I wanted to teach. What would you like to learn? Where is your mind going? What do we learn first? Do we learn about our tariqah? Do we learn about Jamaat Khana? Do we learn about our dua? What do we learn first? Let's open the floor. Ji Kamre sir.
Ji sir, subhanallah sir. Friends, please share your questions in the chat, or you can use the raise my hand feature to ask questions. Okay, sir, we don't have any questions at this time. Friends, if anyone have any questions, please use the raise my hand feature. Okay. All right, sir, I think we have one question in the chat. How do we find answers to questions in one document or video, as you said today?
Okay, could you define which document are we speaking of? Are we talking about what I just shared? We can share this PDF with you. Could you rephrase your question, please?
All right, sir, while we waiting for the response, so the next question is, what is the first thing the younger generation would benefit from Jamaat Khana or Dua?
That is a great question. First, we need to understand, after we understood that ilm is the most important and is aligned with, which Imam has emphasized most, we understand the value of the ilm, then I would say learning about the Jamaat Khana should be our first step. Because if we don't understand what is Jamaat Khana, what Jamaat Khana represent, and what is the purpose of Jamaat Khana, then how will we coach and guide our younger generation? So Jamaat Khana should be the first in the course of learning. Learn about the Jamaat Khana first. And then Dua should be the first thing in the courses of the rites and ritual, between the Dua, the Tasbiyat, and other things, rites and rituals. G.
Okay, I think, yes, I think earlier the friend who asked the question about the documents. Do you have documents of Pina Khusu about how to get maximum benefits while visiting Makkah and Medina?
Very good. I'm sorry. I did not mean to. I was just taken back. Okay. We have a Jamaat Khana. Okay. And we have a living house of God in your city. And you have a living Noor in the form of Imam. Are you looking for a place, or are you looking for the Noor in that place? That should be the first question. If you are looking for a place, a brick and mortar, then Makkah, Medina, Kaaba is your place to go. But if you're looking for the Noor in the home, if you're looking for the house of God, then you don't need to go anywhere, because in your city, inshallah, Imam has provided the house of God. Khana Kaaba is the example of the Jamaat Khana. An example of the Jamaat Khana. And then Jamaat Khana, the house of God, is the example of the Imam. And Imam is the example of the house of the Noor of the Ilahi. So if you wanted to do the Hajj, find Imam and do a tawaf after recognizing the Imam. Go to the house of God, the living Imam, and do the tawaf. There are many poems, ginans, or the mankabat, and the understanding of the Hajj. In one place, in one argument, Pir Nasir Khusro asked a Haji coming back from the Hajj. Same story goes for the Rumi asking a Haji coming back from the Hajj. He said, Mubarak to you, my friend. Did you go to the Hajj? And the Haji said, Ji, Shukr Alhamdulillah, I was able to go to the Hajj. So he was asked, when you went to the house of God, did you knock on the door and met the resident of their house? He said, no, I did not. Did he say, did you talk to the owner of their house? He said, no, I did not. Did he speak to you when you went on Hajj and when you said, Labak, Labak? Did you hear him? Was he giving you a farman? Was he speaking to you and you were replying, Labak, Labak? He said, no, I did not hear that. So he was told. So you are saying you went to somebody's house and you never knocked on the door? You never saw the owner of that house? You never spoke to him? So what did you do? Did you go there to collect dust? Did you go there and took that hardship for no reason? What did you bring back from there? What did you bring back from there? What do you have to show? Now, I told you before, you can ask me any question. Even though I was taken back, surprised by this question. But look at what we got out of it. That we have the living house of God in the form of the Imam. Khanai Kaaba is the symbol of house of God. Imam is the Mamsul, the house of God, the house of the Nur of the God. Where are you going? Are you going to collect dust? Or are you looking for the owner, the resident of the house of the God? And look at how fortunate and lucky you are. You have the living house of God. Because you ask, read Wajh-e-Deen, the chapter on the Hajj and Khanai Kaaba, and the chapter on the Imam and his recognition. Then you will understand that Imam is the living house of God. And if you want to do tawaf, you have the Imam to do so. Ji.
So, Subhanallah, sir. So we have the next question. The younger generation regard Jamaat Khana as optional. rather than really important. How can we correct this mindset?
Number one, you cannot. You cannot. Number two, back in 70s, when our African Jamaat came to Canada, and when Imam came over there, I believe was 1978, our Jamaat was very concerned about our youngster and Jamaat Khana attendance. And this is how Imam answered, and this will be the answer to your question. When they are little, when they are young, make sure you bring them to Jamaat Khana regularly. You teach them about our tariqah correctly. You give them the love of the Imam immensely. Have you done that? Did you take them to Jamaat Khana regularly? Did you teach them our tariqah properly? Did you give them the love of the Imam immensely? If you have, you don't need to worry about it. Believe me, our children will be much more better and closer to the nur of the Imam than we were ever. Don't undermine them. We think that we are better. No, we are not. Our children are much more pure. If you have done those three things, believe me, your children are much better and closer to the Imam spiritually than we were ever, because we were following the physical Jamaat Khana and physical practices. But have we done our part? That is the question. If we are, don't worry about them. Don't worry about them. Because they are telling you that we understand our tariqah. You have taught us right. We have the love of Imam in our heart, and we are practicing a little bit different than you are. Leave them to Imam, and those are the Imam's word. In the very same conversation, Imam said, if you have done those three, leave them to the Imam. That's what Imam said. My humble opinion would be same. Leave them to Imam. Do not worry about them. G.
Okay, sir, we don't have any question in the chat. Rahim, do you have any question? Please unmute your device.
Okay, Yalimbat Kamala sir. Okay, sir, this is one of my, you can say, a long question or an argument, but I am totally convicted with this session. But I have a certain thing that when you said that our parents put us into the religion and then he taught us the religion. So my grandparents taught me a religion, and then I have a complete faith and conviction in the religion. So now I want to say that when what they taught me is that when you hear something in Jamaat Khana, whether it is a Farman or Ginan or whether someone is giving you the guidance, just close your eyes and try to listen that whose voice is delivering you this. मुझे किसकी आवाज आ रही है? वो आदमी जो खड़े रह के मुझे आवाज डिलीवर कर रहा है कि वो आवाज को जिसने डिलीवर करने के लिए मैसेज भेजा है उसकी आवाज आ रही है. So this was my conviction, right? कि मुझे वो इमाम के तरफ से आया है तो मैं उनकी आवाज सुनने की कोशिश करता हूँ. दिस वॉज माई फेथ एंड टिल टुडे आई एम प्रैक्टिसिंग दिस वन. बट माई क्वेश्चन इज दैट मेरे अलावा मैं इल्म के सर्च में आगे तक आ गया एंड आई एम स्टिल सर्चिंग फॉर द नॉलेज, बट देयर आर सर्टन पीपल्स who doesn't know anything about this but they have the blind faith. हमारे से भी ज्यादा ब्लाइंड फेथ है. दे से दैट मुझे कोई चीज की जरूरत ही नहीं है, मैं आंख बंद करके दुआ पढ़ता हूँ, मुझे सब कुछ मिल गया. So does this also relate to them also कि वो शरीयत को भी समझे, तरीकत को भी समझे, हकीकत को भी समझे? Like I don't know whether I am able to explain this, but
I got your question. I understand your question. So would you
कि
like
वो
me to
लोग,
answer that?
yeah, yes sir, please.
Okay. सबसे पहले हमने इमाम के दो फरमान को आपके सामने रखा, राइट?
Mhm.
तो मैं क्या बोलता हूँ, it doesn't matter actually. What I'm saying, it really doesn't matter. Let's see what Imam is saying. Okay? So Imam is saying the intellect, not blind faith, has a fundamental role to play in the proper and full comprehension. Those are the key words. Proper and the full comprehension of the faith. I'm highlighting on your screen. Then Mullah says, इल्म वाली रूह दर्जा बदर्जा ऊपर जाती है. Those who, our parents, and even today we have many who follow the tariqah with a blind faith, even though there is nothing wrong with it, but there is one problem. Imam is telling you something and you are doing something different. Imam is asking you to use your intellect and take the ilm and understand the dua. Closing the eyes in the dua is not good enough. Understanding the dua and following the dua is the farman of the Imam. At the beginning of this session, what did Nachi said? Let me show you again. At the beginning of this session, we talked about that following something without understanding is not good, because what we think is correct, it doesn't matter. Like what I say, it doesn't matter. What I think, it doesn't matter either. What Imam says and what Imam thinks is the correct way. And Imam thinks and Imam is saying,
I cannot hear you, sir.
that you need to understand your tariqah, because blind faith was what Imam said. Even though blind faith was always there, Imam did not say that whatever blind faith you have, good enough, don't use your intellect, just follow it blindly. Imam did not say that. What did Imam say? Use your intellect to understand your tariqah properly. That's what Imam said. That was the beginning of this session. It does not matter what we think. It only matters what Imam thinks and what Imam is asking us to do. So, two farman. Use your intellect to properly understand your tariqah. Second, it is the soul which has ilm, not blind faith.
Sir, we cannot hear you, sir.
If dua, the way we recite, was good enough, and the meaning and the understanding of the dua was not important, closing our eyes was good enough, then Imam would say, come to Jamaat Khana, close your eyes and recite your dua. Imam didn't say that. Matter of fact, I'll give you two farman. One in front of your dua. That says, if you don't understand the dua, don't recite. Don't even recite the dua if you don't understand the dua. To understand the dua, you have to have ilm. Without ilm, how will you understand the dua? So not following that farman and reciting dua is what? That is the practice that we think is right in the eyes of Imam. That is not right. Imam says, understand the dua. Then Imam says, the understanding of the dua is the fundamental in our tariqah. If we do not teach that to your children, they will be in danger. There's a core principle of our tariqah. Mullah Ali 1400 years ago said that our tariqah, the religion of Islam, sits on the intellect. Ilm. Look at the Kalam-e Mullah Ali. Ilm is the foundation of Islam, our tariqah. So that is my reasoning. Thank you so much. Again, great discussion. G.
Jesus, subhanallah, sir. Any friends have any question? You can unmute your device.
Today is your chance because this is a session where we can come, say whatever you want. No worries. If your answer needs a little bit of help, I'm here to help. We together can discuss whatever you like. Today's the day. G.
सर राइट्स एंड
G.
रिचुअल समझने के लिए कोई किताब है क्या?
I'm sorry, क्या?
राइट्स एंड रिचुअल्स अपने समझने के लिए कोई बुक अवेलेबल है क्या?
बुक तो आपको तरीका बोर्ड में जाके पूछना पड़ेगा, लेकिन नाचीज के 100 से ज्यादा लेक्चर है. जमात खाना, राइट्स एंड रिचुअल, दुआ मीनिंग, इमाम शनासी, 100 से ज्यादा नहीं, 500 से ज्यादा लेक्चर है इसके बारे में.
सर लेक्चर तो हम लोग सुनते हैं, लेकिन ये बच्चों को समझाने के लिए जब ये ऐसे सवाल करते हैं हमसे कि ये क्यों और वो क्यों, तो उसके लिए कोई ऐसी चीज
है ना,
अवेलेबल हो कि हम उसको बोले कि
है
तुम
ना.
खुद पढ़ो इसको?
नहीं, that's not the right. Let me repeat what मौला पापा said, okay? तो यही शायद हमारे अंदर मसला है कि हम खुद कुछ नहीं करना चाहते हैं. हम बोलते हैं बच्चे खुद ही कर लेवे. तो मौला
नहीं
पापा ने
सर,
क्या
करना
फरमाया?
तो
एक
चाहते
सेकंड,
हैं,
गिव
करना
मी
तो
वन
चाहते
सेकंड.
हैं, लेकिन
यू मीन
बच्चे ऐसे आर्ग्यू करते कि फिर
आई
हम
नो.
लोग जैसे जिसके पास पूरी नॉलेज नहीं होती है कमजोर पड़
हाँ
जाते हैं उनके सामने.
हाँ, नहीं नहीं, हम कमजोर नहीं है. मैं आपको बताता हूँ. और मैं नहीं बोलता, इमाम ने क्या बोला वो सुने पहले आप. इमाम ने क्या बोला कि जब आपके बच्चे छोटे हो तो उनको 3 चीजें देना. ठीक है, उनको रेगुलरली जमा खाना लेके आना. क्या हमने ये किया? अगर नहीं किया है तो कोई बात नहीं है, नो प्रॉब्लम. क्योंकि हम वी हैव टू बी ऑनेस्ट टू आवरसेल्फ, राइट. कोई बात नहीं है. अगर हमने नहीं किया ये और अब बच्चे बड़े हो गए हैं और वो सवालत करते हैं, राइट, कोई मसला नहीं है. आप अपने बच्चों को बोले, राइट दिस क्वेश्चन फॉर मी, आई प्रॉमिस यू आई विल लर्न and I will find the answer and I will provide these answers to you verbally or in writing, and we can make a book out of it. The book you're looking for, you and me can make that book. What
ओके
question your children are asking you, ask me. I'm here to help you. This
ओके
is
सर.
what this session is all about. But we cannot shy away that this is, they need to learn. No, we need to learn first. And we need to help our children. because that is what Imam have given us the mandate on the parents. पेरेंट्स के ऊपर मैंडेट है कि वो अपने बच्चों को सिखाए. There
सही
is
है.
no question your children can ask which cannot be answered. There is no question. Any question they have, bring it.
Okay,
If
sir.
Imam's help is present, we will answer.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. I know
ठीक है
I had
सर.
to really push it a little bit hard. This session is exactly about that. जी Kamra Sahib.
जी रहीम, go ahead please.
सर एक छोटा सा मेरा बचपन का इंसिडेंट है, अगर मैं शेयर कर सकूं तो प्लीज.
Yes, quickly. Jay करें.
Okay, sir, this was about when I was studying in REC, and my parents used to teach me how to drink niyaz and everything. So when there was my Kriya Pratha test, so my teacher asked me that how to drink niyaz. So I said that જ્યારે આપણે ન્યાસ પીવા જઈએ ત્યારે જમણા હાથે પ્યાલી પકડવી, ડાબા હાથમાં રાખવી, ડાબા હાથે પ્યાલી જમણા હાથમાં રાખી, ડાબો હાથ નીચે રાખીને આબે સફા પીવું. I said that much, and teacher failed me in my test. So my parent came and asked me, તમે આને fail શું કામે કર્યો teacher? તો કે ઈ એક ચીજ કહેતા ભૂલી ગયો કે પ્યાલી પાછી જ્યાં હતી ત્યાં નહોતી રાખી. And like only this much was the incident. Like only for small incident, and she failed me, and I was crying like crazy that I did this mistake. Like this was the only incident I wanted to share.
So let me share Mola Papa's forman on this incident. Mola Papa says, if you teach your children the physical tariqa, the physical will sit in their heart and they will be lost in our tariqa. How amazing is this? कि अगर आपने अपने बच्चों को ज़ाहिरी मजहब सिखाया तो ज़ाहिरी मजहब उनके दिलों के अंदर बैठ जाएगा और वो कभी भी बातिन को नहीं पहुंच सकेंगे और वो गुम हो जाएंगे. See, that's what Imam said, Hazrat Imam in 1978. Teach them your tariqa properly, correctly, full comprehension. Ilm, 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 ilm is the key. Ji,
Thank you so much, sir.
you're welcome. Thank you for sharing. I love it.
Okay, sir, we don't have any questions in the chat.
Okay, if there are no more questions for Rahim Bhai's story, हमारे जमाने में हमको यूं कुछ सिखाया करते थे. हाथ की प्याली हाथ में गणी, सॉरी मेरे की अच्छी नहीं है. हथ जी न्याज जी प्याली हथ में खणी, दिल में चोणो नूर मौलाना शाह करीम हुसैनी हाजिर इमाम, फरमान याली या मोहम्मद, and drink your niyaz. This was our Sindhi teacher would teach. Mafi, my Sindhi is not great. My brother is online. I'm sure he's laughing right now. But he can come online and he can say that to us, what that was. न्याज जी प्याली हथ में गणी, दिल में चोणो नूर मौलाना शाह करीम हुसैन हाजिर इमाम, फरमान याली या मोहम्मद. This was our teaching back in 70s and 60s. Thank you everyone for joining, and inshallah we will continue on our journey. Yali Madad.
Sir, I think Nudin Bhai is
Madad.
ready to.
Nudin Bhai, he wanted to say that in Sindhi. I'll be more than happy to
Yes, sir.
hear that.
No, that was a perfect Sindhi. Because सिंध में रहंदा हुआसीं ऐं सिंधी पाड़े में रहंदा हुआसीं त सिंधी पाण खे अचणी खपे, and you said it right. Thank you.
Shukar alhamdulillah. I thought I broke the legs and arms of the Sindhi language. Thank you very much, everyone. Yali Madad.
Ali
Very
Madad,
nice,
thank you,
sir.
Aziz sir.
Malai Madad,
Thank you
sir.
so
Very
much.
nice.
Yali Madad.
Ali Madad. Molali Madad.
Yani
Yali
Madad.
Madad.
Yali
Yali
Madad.
Madad.
Yali Madad, sir.
Yali
Yali Madad
Madad.
Verma.